Hey friends, Kate from Venison for dinner here. It's September 22nd, first day of fall, and my husband Marius has started digging potatoes. So I'm gonna go down to the garden right now. I was doing some stuff in the house. Okay, I was laying on the couch. I'm gonna ask him some questions and show you how he digs potatoes, and then I'll show you how we sort them for storing and how we store them. Is that yummy broccoli? Oh, you don't want the leaves on the broccoli? Mm-hmm. Nope.
I think you want the pickers.
No, she's just picking all the leaves off the broccoli before she eats it. Did you have some French in here? Just a random one?
That's not. Those are Caribas.
That's a Cariba?
Yeah, that's a Cariba actually.
These Siglindas are huge.
You should see the first row I dug out of here.
Where are they?
Took a picture of it, or the first plant that's continued. Filled the whole bottom with.
You took a picture.
Nice. That split's not bad. That'll
No,
store.
the rest of these have been pretty good. I haven't had a lot of splits.
Are you at the end of this row or you got any more plants?
Look at all that.
We promised we would show them digging potatoes too.
Yeah, I remember you said in the firewood. You said this.
Yeah. So
Firewood.
first, he pushed aside the straw, and we just leave the straw in the garden. It will rot down and it adds a lot to the soil. Then he pulls the plant, and then you kind of know where the base of all the potatoes are. And then he starts with this digging fork, which he calls a potato fork. Woo! You fork that one? And he starts farther away from the plant so that you hopefully don't fork any.
You're gonna fork some.
You're always gonna fork some, but you wanna minimize it. So start a bit farther away and work your way in. How he kind of digs in and fluffs the soil. And here he's gonna move on to the next plant in a second. So these are a little damp. The ones at the other end were a lot wetter and they have to dry out, and there's some that we have to use right away because they're kind of split from so much moisture just because we had so much rain. The potato plants, they don't get left in the garden. They get tossed out to the side, to the end.
With all the weeds.
Along with the weeds we didn't get. So here he's got a new plant. You know your plants are ready to dig. There's two different times when you know they're ready to dig. Number one, if you want new potatoes, once they flower, you can start digging them. But if you want to harvest your keeper fall crop potatoes, you know they've grown as much as they can grow. You can tell these plants are starting to die. You could leave these even longer, but Marius is going away and wants to get it done before he goes away, and he's got a lot of potatoes to do. This is all barley growing from the straw. None of this seed matured. It's just gonna rot down and add to the soil, but there's 17 rows of potatoes. We've dug almost one of Fingerlings, and he's done almost one of Siglindas. Got the hiccups.
19. There's two up at the house.
Yeah, there's two small ones up at the house that the kids have been working on digging up in my kitchen garden.
Yeah, me and Matt dug some earlier.
So he pulls the plant out, he's making a big pile at that end there. Don't feed them to the pigs, don't feed potato plants to anything. Don't feed them to your chickens, potato plants are poisonous. So my cows came through here and they ate all this stuff down, and it's actually regrowing some, enough that I bet you we could pick a salad worth. This is walking stick kale. It's supposed to be super tall, but cows. There's actually almost enough that we could pick a salad out of here. And they ate all the leaves off the Brussels sprouts, but they're actually doing well because of it.
Maybe you should start trimming Brussels sprouts.
Well, I always trim the tops of Brussels sprouts, but I've never taken the leaves off. Apparently that's a trick. My cabbages, due to so much rain, are splitting. So they're not going to be good keepers. We'll have to make them into something.
I got you threw one backwards. Look at the size of this potato. Mom. Look at this tater, Mom.
Did you stick on Prickles?
Put that at the end.
Potato.
Put the potatoes.
So there's a volunteer potato there. That's one that probably just got left from last year. We didn't pull any of them out, the ones that came up. We just hilled them, treated them like the other ones. Yeah, they grow into potatoes just the same.
Mom? Just next year.
Yeah?
Dad's almost filled the stove.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still grow more. Oh, here's one. You would have missed that one. I was there to watch the fingers behind him.
Just like with hilling potatoes, there is no shortcut to digging potatoes. It's hard work. I'm fortunate Marius does the vast majority of the digging of potatoes.
Me and Tess hilled a lot of potatoes.
Yep, Mac helps with hilling a lot of potatoes. He's been digging some too.
I helped weed some.
What?
Freeze and put your hands in the air.
This variety is Siglinda. It's a yellow flesh, yellow skin, akin to a Yukon Gold, but even better. They're high yielding. They these ones have very few scabs this year, which is good. Scabs and just aesthetics. They taste just terrific. They're a good keeper as well.
Wasn't it the Glenda that like they taste almost like butter?
They taste like they've been buttered already. Yeah.
But we always had butter.
Yeah, we always had butter.
And these ones are good for French fries.
French are better though. But French are better for French fries for some reason.
Did you see any more of those little worms?
Oh no, it's drier. This end's way drier.
There's billions
Way,
of
way
these are big worms though.
Which
Yeah,
is
those are
healthier
good worms though.
than
See?
potatoes on this end.
Should have grabbed it from Dylan to show them.
No. Where possible, definitely just dig with your hands if the dirt's soft enough.
Our dirt's getting to the point where you can just dig.
Thanks to hilling it, we have soft dirt.
Well, not just tilling, but how we did the straw last year. That helped soften the soil.
Mom really falling.
What you got, Rowan?
Mom, did you next?
You stepped on Prickles again?
Maybe stay on the pickle.
You have big brothers. Yep.
You can't step on pickles.
But he can. They're season bare feet.
This one here, which one? He forked it a little bit with the potato fork. So just make sure you tuck these ones aside and eat them, cook them right away. They go bad. Yeah. They go bad really fast. So eat them first.
For dinner.
Oh no, I never pulled out chicken breast.
You never pulled out meat for dinner.
We'll have to fast on it in hot water. Oh, you're saying like, no, Mama hold me. Step. Guess what?
Where did Freya go?
I stepped.
He's right there. I saw her.
What did you step in?
Crack.
You just stepped in poop?
Yeah.
Try to only walk where you've already dug. Don't walk where you haven't dug yet because it'll compact the soil and make it harder to dig. You on the run, Rowan? When we get inside, we let the potatoes dry out for a day or two and then we sort through. So we try to get the forked ones right away, otherwise sometimes they're bad by the time we get to them, in which case they're pig food.
No, not on
But I'm gonna be sorting out smaller ones for next year's seed. We like to have just whole potatoes as our seed potato. We think they have a more vigorous, resilient plant versus cutting them. We'll look for any splits, any ones that have holes or mouse bites or green spots or anything. They all get sorted out into the eat first pile. and then the rest get tucked away to eat once we get through the rest of them. Yes, Frey? There's one purple one, and you got a little one too. That was a volunteer plant somewhere in the middle of here.
Yep. Don't have much on it.
Dada, which one is the eat one?
This split is an example of one that we will use first. There's a good chance the integrity is fine on the inside, but there's also a chance that there is a hollow spot, and that hollow spot will easily rot. So we just make sure we eat them first. What's up, Freya? I don't know, Freya. There's 15 more full rows to dig. One is partial because we've been digging fingerlings. But there's at least one more crate, if not 2 more crates inside. So we got well over 100 pounds of potatoes. Freya, just wait. 1 row is done, yes. I think he said he got equal amount inside. He has them dumped on the floor drying out in a single layer because they're pretty wet. So if we got, those crates are about 30-35 pounds. So for those times 15 more rows. Yes, Frey? There's a cauliflower ready? Okay. There actually is some cabbages. I think these are Copenhagen market cabbages. They're a lot longer day and they're a lot smaller, and they might actually be intact enough that I can save them, versus these ones are all split from the rain and everything, but they're keeping, so I'm just leaving them for now. I just don't feel like dealing with it anymore. I know when that cauliflower got neglected in hunting, we could feed that to the pigs. It's all blown out.
Feed now.
You want to feed it to the pigs?
No.
Pull it out.
You put it down.
This cauliflower doesn't look like it's gonna do much. Marius just corrected me. He has not dug 2 totes from that row. He has dug 3 totes from that row, and those totes are 60 to 70 pounds. So times 15 more, it's like probably 200 pounds of potatoes from 1 row. I thought there was 100 pounds from 1 row.
No, there's way more.
Guys, we got some potatoes. Marius has 2 brothers who don't garden. One of them came last year and helped dig, and I think they're both gonna come this year. They'll dig, and for every 4 crates they dig, they get to keep 1 crate. So they get to keep 25% of what they dig, and it works well because Marius kind of gets tired of digging potatoes, and it means they get some potatoes for their families. Neither of them really has anywhere to store, so they kind of can only do about maybe 50 pounds because they also are small families, just a couple with a baby, both of them. And they don't quite go through potatoes like we go through potatoes. I did.
6, almost 7.
Yes, 6, almost 7 of us. We did 2 rows of fingerlings, and Marius requested that next year we not do so many fingerlings because we gave away most of them. We've only dug 1 row of them. But it was nice in summer to have them ready so much earlier and to share them with friends and people who don't have potatoes ready to pick yet. So we gave a lot to friends and family. So next year maybe just 1 row of fingerlings. Now let's go into the basement and show you what he's dug already and give you a rough idea of how we sort them. First, up here, my kitchen garden, which is starting to die now. The boys have been digging. They're just about done 1 row of potatoes.
Yes, that one. Sunflower's in the way.
The sunflower's in the way. Well, one of you planted that.
Nope.
And there's 1 more row. And these ones are a red skin white flesh and a purple skin purple flesh. Both varieties a friend gave to me.
I just throwing a seed into the garden.
I know you guys just threw some sunflower seeds in the garden.
Bird seed.
Ooh. That's not a happy potato. Ooh-wee. Okay, well, he dug some potatoes. Mac dug these. These are the Russian blue, which are purple skin, purple flesh.
They're hard
And they're hard to dig because they're the same color as dirt. Oh, okay, guys. What does Rowan just have there? That one doesn't look so good.
This is already, the inside's not good.
So Mary's found a few that, you know what, just chuck it outside. That, okay, Freya, why don't you grab Rowan before she starts throwing potatoes? Why don't you bring her upstairs, guys? Ham, could you bring Rowan upstairs before she starts throwing potatoes? We're all heading up there.
Look at this potato compared to my hand.
Yeah, so pretty soon we're gonna start sorting through for any of these really split ones.
Look at this
And
one.
there was the odd one with green. This end of the row that Marius dug, it was way wetter soil, so there's a lot of split ones.
Dun, dun, dun,
I might
dun.
try pressure canning potatoes. I never have before, but I feel like we have more than we can use.
Ham, you are
Okay,
bring Rowan.
Hamish, I asked you to bring Rowan upstairs because she's throwing potatoes. Please listen, we are all headed upstairs to clean the kitchen in a bit.
And you know what? There's not many small ones in there.
Why?
Couldn't find them.
Couldn't find small ones? Maybe they're just all big ones. Anyways, these ones are fun, and hopefully we can save some of these for growing just for the novelty of them.
And I want to say something, Alex.
What's that?
Last time we did those, Mom made French fries. She had Siglindas and those ones.
No, I only had those ones.
Okay. And they were charcoal, basically charcoal.
I couldn't tell when they were browning, and I burned them real bad.
Yeah, like.
Anyways, apparently this is what our basement floor looks like right now.
Look, I found.
Freya, do you want to lay down so I can show for scale how many potatoes there is? You're gonna lay down on the cold floor, Mac?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cold concrete. Anyhow, potatoes. There's a lot of them.
Oh yeah. And that's one row.
He's
And
never spread them out like this before. It was just because they were so wet that he decided to.
Yeah.
Once we have sorted them out, we have two sizes of crate. These ones fit about 25 pounds, and the ones that you saw down in the garden fit 35 pounds. And
Plus there's bigger
our root
ones.
cellar here,
Turn the lights on.
just to cool your jets. Okay, so we got lots of canning in here, but we will stack crates of potatoes all down here and up this side.
Yeah. We're gonna
And down there, can you guys all get out so I can actually show in here? We wanted to dig another root cellar this year, like an actual root cellar, but it just didn't happen. So we did discover that the potatoes on this side, this is colder, it's an exterior wall, versus that side, and the ones on that side sprouted more sooner. So last year we actually ate the ones on this side first and left the big stack last. But this year we're gonna eat the ones on this side first and that side last. So there you go. More examples. Here's a green potato. It's because it's been exposed to sunlight. This green is a toxin, but if we just peel it off and it's just fine. Can you guys look through for any ones that have been forked?
Like.
And you can actually start putting, has it been forked or was it split?
Does this look
So, okay,
or not?
okay. Anyone that's got a bad split or green, start putting them in this crate.
Oh, I hate this job. We always had to sort them.
I know there's a lot of sorting to be done. If they're forked, put them in a separate pile so that we can eat them first.
Bad split.
Yeah, that's a bad split. Grab the forked one, Mac. That will rot in that crate. It needs to be brought upstairs to be eaten first.
Look at this
Okay,
one.
I think I got
Look at
both of
this
these.
Here you go, Mac. There's a green one.
Look at Mom.
Green.
This one.
There one's nice.
Green.
Yeah, and there's really split ones.
Is
So
this
we
a
just
bad-
sort through them
This
all.
is a bad split.
Yep.
And it also now there's a bad split.
It looks like a bum. Yes, I realize that. Mac.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
this is
Rowan.
bad, you know